Hi everybody, welcome to Living Traditions Homestead. Today we have a couple fun updates for you. We've got some things going on with the goats. We want to show you the pigs. But before we get into that, we want to give you a small update on how our daughter Grace is doing. She was in a pretty bad accident last Friday, and we went to the doctor for a follow-up today.
Yeah, today was her first post-accident follow-up with the doctor. And they said that things look like they are progressing well. Doesn't look like any new things have popped up since the accident, which is great. She's still pretty sore, bruised up, and I think emotionally she's got a lot to work through. But it looks like everything is going to heal up, and she's going to end up being just fine. So praise the Lord for that. We're just thankful that she's here with us, and we can, everything else that needs to be replaced can be replaced. We're just glad to have her here with us.
Right. So I want to take you back about 2 weeks. We decided to try to train our goats on electric fence because we want to move them back into the woods and have them live with a milk cow when we get a milk cow. Originally, we wanted a big penned-in area for both of them, and we were going to use field fencing. But we realized that back in that location, not only is it going to be pretty difficult to put up field fencing, but we also realized the cost of putting up field fencing versus electric fencing.
Right. So for the last 2 weeks now, I've had 4 strands of electric wire run inside of their pen area, inside the fence, so that they would learn that when they touch the electric wire, they need to back up and get away because they can't go forward because their fence is there. We've seen them all touch the electric wire on several occasions when we first put it up, and it seems to me like since that time we haven't seen them touch it at all, like they're really learning their lesson, or maybe they've already learned the lesson.
So we decided to do kind of a trial electric fencing area where they'll have a lot to eat, places to go in the bushes and those kinds of things, but closer up to the house and the homestead, so that if it goes terribly wrong or they figure out how to get out, or if they don't end up respecting the electric fence, we'll be around here so we can see that. And they may even come up to us because they associate us with food and fun things and scratching and all that kind of thing. So over the past several days, Kevin has been fixing a temporary, exciting electric fenced-in area for them.
Right. What I've done is I've run 6 strands of electric wire starting at 6 inches off the ground. There's 4 strands 6 inches apart, and then 2 strands that are 8 inches apart. So it ends up being a 42, the highest one is at 42 inches, and I think that should be perfect for the size goats that we have. I set that up yesterday, I got it all worked out, but we haven't moved the goats in there yet to test it out. And we're going to do that today so that you guys can see whether or not this new fencing idea is going to work for us. So we're going to get busy moving the goats over to that new area. It's only about 25 feet from their current pen, so it shouldn't be a hard move. And there's lots of stuff over there for them to eat. They ought to love it. So I think they ought to go right in. The question is, will they stay in once they're in there? So let's get moving.
Let's see how this goes. You guys want some green? You do. I think that's a yes. Are you gonna go in there? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here, come on. You got everybody? Come on, Coco. Yeah. Come on. Ooh. Oh, some of them found the grapevines. The other 3 just want the food I put on the ground. We figured this would be a good training area for them because of proximity, but also we really would like this area cleaned up a little bit. Down in the middle of this is fencing that's been here for, 100 years probably, and lots of things are grown up in there. There's blackberry bushes, grapevines, all kinds of things that it would be just fine for them to eat. And this is really just like right up their alley. So I'm really excited that they're going to get all of this fresh food and also be able to help us clear this area. While they're working through this area, I'm actually excited to show you how they will clear this area.
So I wanted to show you guys how I set up this temporary pen. I'm actually testing out a new product that we've never used before on the homestead. It's a product called Wedge Lock, and what it is it's these braces that you can buy to be able to use just T-posts to set up corner posts and inline bracing. They actually even sell this gate kit, so you can hang a gate right from T-posts. The area that we're going to be building for our cow pen and for the goats is in a really rocky area, and digging down to put in big corner posts wasn't really going to be an option. So I started researching different products that say they're good for rocky areas, and I found this company called Wedge Lock. So I want to be honest with you guys that I reached out to this company and I talked to them, and they sent me several of these to try. So I just want you to know that I did get these for free, but I'm in no way entitled to give you a good review. Honestly, I wouldn't do a review at all if I didn't think they were a good product. From what I saw setting these up for this temporary pen, I think these things are great. Basically, I drove in 2 T-posts and then used this T-post as a cross brace, and they just slide into these brackets. And then when you pull your wire tight, it actually pulls against this. And I mean, you can see, like, this T-post doesn't budge at all when I push on it. Then I was able to drive in another T-post here right next to it, wire them together, and use that to hang this gate. Now, I'm not sure how this will work for a much bigger gate than this. I am going to do some experimenting because in the cow pasture, we're actually going to put 8-foot gates. And I'm not sure, I'm not convinced that these are going to work for that big of a gate. They might just be too heavy. But for this size gate, and especially for a temporary area, this thing is awesome. Again, these are called Wedge Lock. They have different configurations, and you can look them up. I believe they sell them at like Tractor Supply. I know they do sell them here in Missouri at our local farm store called MFA. But it really is an awesome system, and all you have to be able to do is drive in T-posts in order to do it. So I'm excited about using these. When we build the new cow pasture, these are what I'm going to be using for all of the corners. So I'm excited. Now that I've set these up for this temporary area, I feel more confident that when we do a video about actually starting on the cow pasture, I'll be able to do a how-to for you guys and actually show you how these things work. Because they're actually pretty dang simple to use. So I'm hoping to be able to do good how-to for you to show you how they work. I will leave a link in the description of this video with their website so you can check them out.
Well, it seems like these guys are going to eat in this area for a while. They came into this area first and they're just sticking here eating. And we haven't really seen any of them get even close to the electric fencing. I'm sure now that they got it a couple times in their pen area and have learned their lesson, but you never know. But until they do something more exciting, let's go check out the pigs, because we've cut some things from the garden and we can go feed it to them.
Well, we're just about to head back by the pigs, but it looks like a storm is about to hit us. Within the last 5 minutes, it dropped about 10 or 15 degrees and it's getting windy. Let's go back there and see if we can see how they're doing before the storm starts coming, because I've picked all of this lettuce that bolted in the garden. I'm going to take it back to them and give it to them. They'll love it, and let's go see how they're doing. So you can kind of see how big this area is that I've set up for the goats. It's actually a pretty decent size area. It's not very wide, but it's pretty long. It's probably about 100 feet long, maybe only 30 feet wide, but it'll be a good testing area for them. All right, let's head back to the pigs because it's gonna rain soon.
Are you following us? There's good stuff back here too.
Well, the pigs are also still in their training pen, but I think they're really close. In fact, if we hadn't been as busy as we had been the last few days, I may have already let them out of their training pen. So I think it's going to be sometime in the next week that they'll be ready to be left out and have this entire big area. I just need to get back around with the weed eater one more time and make sure nothing's growing up on the wires around the outside, but it won't be long now. They're taming up really nice. They're growing so well, and they definitely are respecting the electric fence inside of their training pen. So let's go give them this lettuce. Pigs. Who wants the lettuce? Hey guys! They're definitely getting more used to being touched. They're still a little skittish, but that'll just work itself out over time. I guess they don't really like the lettuce. I thought they'd be excited about it. They'll probably eat it after we leave. It's a good sign that they're starting to let me pet them when they're not even eating, they're just around. So that's a really good sign. We've named two of the pigs. We've named the big one, we've named her Big Mama. And this one right here, we've named Penny, the brown and pink one. But the littler one, we still haven't come up with a name for. So if you guys have any ideas, let us know, because we're kind of stumped on a name for that one. Well, I thought they'd be more excited about this lettuce, but I guess they're not all that excited, but they're still going to get the whole bucket full anyway, and they'll probably eat it when they get hungrier later. So there you go, guys. But you can see that they are growing awesome. I'm so excited about these pigs that we have this year. I think they might end up being even nicer looking pigs than we had last year. But those were good pigs. I absolutely love having pigs. I love this time of year when we can have them on the homestead. To me, they're one of the most fun animals to have around. But I'm a little bit nervous about what those goats may be doing over there. So let's head over and make sure that they're still in the pen. All right, we're heading back to the goats, but you guys know me, I can't pass by a garden full of food and not stop for a snack. So I noticed that there's some okra that's ready to pick. Look at that. All right, 4 okra to eat. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one who likes to eat raw okra, but I love to just eat okra right out of the garden. I'm not going to today because we were just in with the pigs and I was petting them. So I'm going to go in and wash my hands and wash these off before I eat them, but these are going to be a nice snack.
So our plan going forward is to move these girls out here during the day so they can enjoy all of this, but then move them back at night so they have shelter from rain and any kind of weather like that. We'll continue doing that for probably a couple weeks before we start actually putting up the fencing back in the woods. we really need to make sure that they're going to respect these fences before we spend the time and the money to put up this huge area for them back in the woods. So you guys, I hope that you enjoyed seeing the goats come out here into this lush area for the very first time, and I hope you enjoyed seeing an update on the pigs. Thank you guys so much for praying for our family and praying for Grace. We appreciate it. Everybody who's reached out to us, we really appreciate it. You'll just never know how much it means to us. But until next time, thank you so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.